Greetings, everyone. Greetings, members of the Hive in on Twitch. Welcome in, welcome in. It is day 70 of my 90-day challenge. Can you believe it? 70 days have passed already, so another 20 more days, or at least another 2 more weeks to go here. We are starting week number 11. I hope. Let me check here as my computer is acting up on me. But yeah, it is week number 11, and once again we are making a little change this week as we are doing a little reset, and then hopefully week number 12 we're heading back into it again. So in this week we're going to be adding a few more. We'll be adding some stuff again, some sweet tasting root vegetables, some berries, just to just have that little reset, right? So imagine once again a breaker switch, not fully engaged, but we're just turning it off for a bit and then turning it back on right away. So in the following week, but yeah, it's so far it's been good. Last month was a challenging one, and we're getting back into it again. So it has slowed down for me, but at the same time, just imagine once again, I'm losing about 20 pounds in 70 days and not doing any significant exercise. Doing some walking, but it's definitely just helping, as at least getting the first going, and just staying healthy, just moving around, right, getting the cardio energy and endurance up. So that has been helpful, but just imagine locking in your nutrition, and then at the same time getting in uh, a routine in, an exercise routine in. Just imagine how much you will amplify your health goals, right? So um, obviously, you need both, but at the same time, there is a priority to doing both. So obviously, locking in, like, you can say once again, I'm doing working on my nutrition, and I'm losing, I'm losing up to 20 pounds, right? Without, I'm just walking. Imagine doing it the other way, where you're exercising, but you're not. If you're not locking in your nutrition, you are, your gains are a lot slower, especially if you're utilizing the scale as your benchmark there, right? So um you may be burning off, and once again, you may be burning off fat and gaining muscles, and that will tell a different story there. But at the same time, thinking that you can work out the food that you just had is, it's um uh what would say would be just honestly, in the back of our minds, we know that that isn't the case, right? We know that you know we're consuming more calories than we're burning off, right? You won't be able to um outwork your meals. So definitely very important that in priority of just focusing on your nutrition first, right? Getting as even there, just getting all the good stuff first, and slowly removing uh, you know um, old habits, old food habits, and then once your energy levels up and you're feeling a little bit greater, and then yeah, adding in the exercise secondary. All right, so definitely within that order, it's going to help amplify. Once again, you know exercise is, as they say, is not the road to get healthy. Exercise is there to make you healthier. You have to get healthy first before you amplify it more to get healthier, right? So if nutrition is 70% of our health gains, would you not want to use the percentages in your favor? So working on that part, and once again, it's a lifestyle change, right? And what that means is, for now, for these 90 days, especially from week 6 to week 13, we're working on just biohacking our bodies to just release the weight, release the calories, and once we are able to do that, once we're able to get into that routine, know the system, then that is just that's locked into our memory, and that's locked into our core, and just being able to turn that switch on when we need it, right? And just having it doesn't have to be a whole year, right? It can be every 5 months, right? 5 weeks, right? And once again, just having that 1 week of that the buffer zone, that that week of just to reset, and then head back into it. If we still need to go, there is another season if you have hit your health goals, right? So but definitely we'll be talking about that in the next challenge, right? So that's happening in April 6th, and we'll be doing a 3-day workshop on March 23rd. So for the upcoming week, as this is going to be a week for this will be a week for family, as it is our first week of spring break. So it's going to be just going to be spending time with family, and hopefully share that those experiences with you in the next couple days, in the next 2 weeks here. So but overall, I've been feeling great, and feeling well energized. Obviously, once again, not 100% on staying how do you say it? Give me 1 second here. Staying 100% on there's days that you're you need a quick meal. There's some days where just there's snack involved, but at the same time meals have been replaced on healthier options, right? So you try your best to just chip away at it, right? Not to have too much on your plate, or too much things happening at the same time, and figuring out which of these things have actually helped you out. So that's why we're utilizing this challenge to just keep it simple, work on the nutrition. The exercise does not have to be part of that at this stage, right? Just a simple walk is will help out, right? And don't have to focus on heading to the gym, heading to the community center to get your workouts in, right? That will definitely come later because you're doing that, and then you're not on top of your nutrition. Then obviously, you know, it's an uphill swim, right? Uh, swing upstream, right? It's gonna be a tough and challenging, and have expecting that the work you put in, especially for that, the gains are not showing. Obviously, once again, you can see this, um, yourself feeling stronger, which is great and awesome, right? But underneath the hood, we're not fueling ourselves with the right foods. We're not focusing on nutrient dense foods. So the lack of things that our body needs, we're still going to get sick no matter what exercise we're doing, workout that we're doing. We our bodies need certain things, and if we're not fueling, eating, or hydrating properly, then uh, that's the thing. We're fueling ourselves. We're burning through things that not are not supposed to be fuel, but the body is going to do what it needs to survive. So definitely, once again, focusing on nutrition is very, very important. So just a little topic here before we head out tonight, and definitely came across my mind um, earlier today. Just working on my slides here, and it definitely it just I know I've been on this kind of this journey to just make a difference. Creating my been on a journey to finding my place, finding my financial vehicle, and looking in the past, looking at my dad's uh, hustle and drive to make it big for his family, and unfortunately unable to do that, as diabetes have taken over and has created him in a way that he's became bedridden in his last last 5 or so years of his life, right? And he passed away due to those complications with his diabetes back in 2010. And just not being able to create something and leaves something, a legacy behind. Definitely it just you know maybe a sense of incomplete mission, right? And hence, once again, he did spend his last you know many decades dedicating his service to the to God. But obviously, deep down inside, he still wanted to provide something for his family, right? So, and once again, we it's been a challenging, but at the same time, it's not like we were struggling or anything. It was just obviously, you know just searching and going, and then still searching, going, and it's it definitely hit me as well. Knowing that uh, I'm sort of you know repeating that cycle as well for myself. You know, being you know being awakened, I guess you would say, back in 2000 or 2001, just realizing the you know uh as they say, the rat race, knowing that um there's only one or couple positions in the top, and knowing that I'm climbing a glass ceiling, right? Just realizing there's more to life than working, and working hard and trying to get promoted, right? And I went out and searched for things, whether it's through network marketing, whether trying to invest in my education. Um yeah um kind of dawned on me, and I think we all had that, a little fear of, and some people have fear of dying or passing away, right? um I think my fear of that is because um not achieving anything, right? And I must once again, we have those thoughts, right? It's part of succeeding, as well as we have those thoughts in the back of our mind that sometimes we can utilize to drive us, and that's pretty much part of my motivation is just just making a difference. Well, even if it's just for one person, right? That'd be awesome and great, right? If I can once again, set an example for myself, and you just never know what other people will see of you, right? So as always, you can only focus on yourself at the moment, right? And create a wonderful experience for yourself, and just never know out there who are watching your journey, and seeing that that there's a lot going on before the results, right? So that's the fear for myself, just sort of each day or every year, looking back on what have I achieved. And obviously it's awesome and great to meet a lot of wonderful people, and hear stories and compliments, right? But obviously this world works in a certain way where um, success is measured through wealth, through growth, through investments, through accumulations, and however people want to view success, right? And you know what, it's sometimes is a measuring stick for a lot of people looking onto other people, right? So obviously you know probably can't you know make a list of accolades at the moment, right? And I have helped a handful of people, whether it's helping them through their running journey, whether it's helping them through various health challenges that they're going through, right? And a lot is pro bono, as because I just want to help as much as I can, right? But at the same time, you know, uh, I have a family, we have a family that we want to support and grow. And as of as of now, it is, it is, um, you know, uh, investment in time rather than, than investment in funds. And that's, something hopefully down the future that, will help, right? And not only just for, keeping things sustained, but at the same time will help in, contributing through, uh you know um, through great causes, contributing in paying it forward, and contributing in a bigger picture that is, you know unattainable for, one person to do, right? And if you dedicate yourself to the unattainable, you just, it's a different picture, right? um and don't want to make it look like it's a negative thing, but it's gonna take many years and whatnot, we'll say, to solve hunger, to solve poverty, to give access to the basic necessities: food, shelter, water. you know it takes a lot of people to be able to achieve that. It takes a lot of people to work together to, make change, right? And this is what I mean, dedicating yourself to the unattainable, because there's just, you can make a dent, and even that dent may mean, working with thousands, 10,000s of people, contributing millions of dollars, multi-millions of dollars. And it's will still hit fraction of, the results, right? So, but at the same time, that dent is, means a lot to a lot of people, right? And through that, uh, you create that ripple effect. And whenever, if ever you live long enough to see that ripple come back to you, I mean, it's still creating a legacy even beyond your life, right? And that's kind of like the fear for myself, uh, not being able to uh, achieve in, a ripple effect that, that will span, many people, duplicating many people to pay it forward, right? So it's not just, the fear of dying that scares me. It's the fear of, not making the most out of this life that's given to me, that's given to us. And um always chasing that dream rather than, um being able to really make a difference. So just definitely, once again, just ask yourself, if you ever need to, you know uh, uh, be remembered, or what you want people to know you of, right? you know Maybe spend some time and write it down. As it's like writing down a eulogy, right? Wh- what How do you want people to remember you by, right? And are you to this day working towards that, right? So once again, we live in a information world, and there's so much around us, so much distractions, so much that's going around us. Are we still on that path towards our legacy? Are we still on that path of who, you know, um, if people wanted to say something about you, right? Right? Are you living that path, right? Are you working, striving towards that path? So yeah, I mean, I would love to say, I'm chipping away at that every day, and I know that over the past, 20 plus years, definitely been fortunate enough and great to been, at events, and definitely one is, being part of the fire walking event that Tony Robbins does, and he did one here, I think, in UBC, right? I think that's where it went, right? Um, so being part of that, and then obviously different millionaires, and then a small handful of billionaires that shared their knowledge and wisdom, and just putting all those those things together, and just you know getting the essence of what they're saying, and see what all the stuff that overlaps. And it just for me, it just falls down to 6 to 7 different you know values, right? Core values or lessons, right? So obviously, what fuels you, right? um your connections, your systems in place, right? your your constant development in yourself, right? And once again, who who you are, right? A duality of who you want to be, and then what is represented on outside of you. And then finally, the ability to just you know gather that research, or just going back to basics, seeing what works, not settling for that success, but figuring out why it's successful, figuring out why, how we can improve on it. So basically, getting that feedback and getting that data, and keeping you know tweaking and improving on it, right? So the ability to just stay curious, and learn and grow, even though you're you built an empire, it doesn't mean that it's the end. And once again, you know as we are saying, that contribution, right? You have to build a capacity for yourself to actually make, help out and change, right? So that's why it's you have to create something that's not only just achievable by yourself, but you have to create something that goes on and beyond the scope of yourself. Once again, it's something that goes towards a global effect. And if you switch your mind frame, and you're setting out for something big, if you can focus on some sort of global change, you'll never be lacking in motivation. You'll never be lacking in sense of purpose. You'll never be, feeling worthless. You will always be needed. You will always be, you know, even though it's maybe not your main goal or priority, but you'll be an example for a lot of people, right? And especially those who been there from day one, and people around you, who seen you just change and grow over time to creating something that is unheard of, or that they have not seen themselves doing, and you're able to achieve it. That just inspires them to just find their whys, find their fuel, and you know that mind shift. Once again, that ability to ignite others. um, it will just basically just give you that energy and that drive and that focus for something bigger, and you know everything that is a goal is just now becomes just a checkpoint on your progression, your growth, the people that you touch in your lives, the contributions of the people that you're able to help, and in communities, right? And it's that's once again that's what scares me the most, is not being able to achieve that big of a goal, right? And I know I've evolved over time. Obviously, in my early 20s, it's all material gain, right? And once again, it was um approval, and you know and showing my parents, my siblings, family members, breaking the mold, and being able to achieve, right? So going from that just one point of view to you know just looking out on the horizon, right? And it can go far, and it's like just so it's like I've made this uh change. I help, you know you know my actions, my community, my organization was able to make this kind of difference. And that's just the thing that's just kind of scares me, and it's like not being able to achieve that, or at this age, or 40 plus, that I'm hoping that I have half more, right? Or I have 50 more years to work to that. And a great example is, once again, Colonel Sanders, right, of KFC, right? I'm don't quote me, but I believe he was in his 70s or his 80s, before he found this recipe. He found those people who believed in his product, his service, and and we can see that change even today, right? So I'm still gonna be doing this. There's no such thing for me as a retirement or corporate retirement. There's probably gonna be corporate retirement, but even that, My focus to this day is just um, um, you know doing this, right, doing this coaching. I mean, you just never know what things will happen over time, right? Obviously, this is something fairly new to me in uh 2018, right? And officially learning and studying, holistic coaching in, I believe, in 21, right? 21, 22. Um, that, yeah, I'm just, this journey is just beginning. So all I can do is just chip away at it, learn new things, and share what I've learned, and apply what I've learned as well, right? And hopefully, these videos are will help in just uh, keeping me accountable, but at the same time, keeping it real for everyone else, that it's life. These goals, these opportunities are everywhere, and it's just really up to us to uh, accept and receive them, and once again just continue to grow and improve, and build that resonance, that vibration for, and that capacity for bigger things, right? And being able to go from yourself and then your surroundings, and then branching out of there to just hopefully one day creating something that is you know can make a difference in the global scale, right? So, but obviously, you know one thing at a time, and you know the ability to helping others is always going to be there. But you know if we're in the stage of of not you know growing our capacity to being into bigger things, then there's just so much there's just so much you can do, right, before you hit a limit, right? So definitely, once again, our growth is a never ending thing, and if you focus on that, build gaining new skills, right, and learn new things, right, and applying these, and sharing these things, and you know sooner or later these things will open to a lot of opportunities, and just opportunities in general for things that you may not expect in the future, right? So, but once again, you have to build that self in yourself. You have to become, remove the layers of the past, and bring in new things to create yourself, mold yourself in a way that so that you know the directions, or swimming downstream, right, will be so much easier to pinpoint, and you're not being taken through so many different currents, so many breaks in directions of where the rivers are flowing. You'll see that path that makes that is your direction, right, to all the opportunities that is lined up for you. So definitely, let's stop swimming upstream and making it just harder for ourselves, right? So once again, hopefully this has been helpful. Um, and once again, I'm just sharing, my thoughts and my feelings and stuff that definitely I've learned, and thoughts that I'm feeling for each day. And this one just came to me, and just realizing, you're working here, and hopefully this is something that's one thing, and then just repeatable every 90 days. And hopefully we'll see who will be part of that journey. All right, so once again, thank you guys for joining me once again today, tonight. Hopefully this has been helpful. Feel free to give this video a thumbs up or like if this has been helpful. And this is being streamed on 3 different platforms: YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. So feel free to follow or subscribe. Hit those notification buttons to be updated when I go live again. So you can also head over to my QR code there that will send you to my website. Well, it's a work in progress, but a lot of my social links are there. But once again, we'll be starting this 90-day challenge, so hopefully that's going to evolve over time. And once again, that continuing education, feedback, data, so that will once again will help in molding that website, this program, and everything in that will be on the path ahead, right? So, but as as always, just as we always say here on the channel, always continue to improve your or raise your environment, so that within that environment you're able to raise yourself, even though when challenges comes up and you're still learning things new, you're still developing yourself. You have that environment, you have those people who've been there to guide you through that destination of who you want to be and what you want to achieve, right? So, and then sooner or later you will become that impact for your own environment, your friends, your family, your colleagues, your own community in the future. And when you'll be kind of sitting in like where I am, and just sharing your thoughts, your results to those who trust you to bring them to a different lifestyle, to a different experience. So yeah, just continue to do what's important to you, and a little act of kindness goes a long way. You just never know what people are going through, and your kindness may, and your compliments and your help may go a long way in igniting someone's fuel to see themselves in a new lens, that they do matter, that they can make a difference, and that they can pay it forward as well. All right, thank you so much for joining me tonight. I wish you all a wonderful new week ahead. This is spring break, so if you're a family person, you have kids, and just enjoy this time with them. And definitely, once again, they are your reasons, right? So you can be a person, a person with a business, right? A family man, a parent, let's say a parent with a business, or you can be a parent how does it go? You can be a family man with a business, or a business owner that has family. So hopefully that makes sense, because we know that what our priorities are, right? So hopefully you guys chose that you're a family person first, that just happens to own a business, and you're running this business to, one day, just make that difference for your family and those around you. So hopefully that's what I meant by that. All right, thank you so much. I wish you all the a wonderful evening, and I hope you all have a wonderful week ahead. Take good care.